This is going to be the second episode of the STI. Now that the front end is completely assembled, I can go ahead and just start fixing parts and replacing other things so that I can sell it. I'm about a week and a half out from selling it. After 8 weeks, I finally got the title back from the dealership. It's in my name, so now it's ready to be transferred on to another owner. But before that, I need to make it look, run, drive, and stop amazing. So these are all the parts that I'm going to be replacing. I got drilled and soldered brakes again. Well, all of this. So these are drilled and slotted brakes, just like I did on the last STI, with ceramic pads, laser iridium spark plugs, and then oil change. And I got sound deadening material. So I've never used this stuff. I really don't know if it works. It's super heavy, and so that seems good to me. For this, I'll be stripping out my interior again, pulling out the carpet, and then as far as I know, this just lays down right on the metals, so should be pretty easy and straightforward, but we'll see. So I decided I'm going to work from front to back. I'm just going to take care of the engine first, so spark plugs and oil change, then cabin air filter, and then after that, we'll be doing the brakes, and then after that, oh, sound deadening. Spark plug is loose, and it's ready to come out. And there we go. So it's not that bad, but it definitely looks old. Here it is next to the new one. It's in okay shape, but it's probably time for a new set. So now I'm gonna go ahead and replace all the other ones and then just move on to the oil. So now the oil's done. I used Royal Purple and then just the same mixture as recommended from factory. And now it's time to move on to the brakes. So these are drilled and slotted rotors, just like I did on my last STI. I did a super in-depth video that I will put in the bio, but for now I'm just gonna do it quick and get it done. Okay, so I was working on the first caliper and the very first bolt, I was trying to get it off. It seemed super tight, so I sprayed it with some WD-40. And then I laid underneath of the car and kicked it as hard as I could, and it snapped the bolt right off. So now, I was supposed to go out of town this weekend. I'm gonna have to use a different car. Now I'm gonna have to drill it out, get a new bolt from Subaru so it's right, and then just kind of hope for the best. But I'm still thankful that this happened because I've never had to extract a bolt before. I've only had to fix threads. So it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to do it when I get back, and I'll be going to order parts from Subaru right now. So now that the car's going to be down for a couple of days, I mean, there's nothing better to do. So I was upset. I was happy. Now I'm back to being upset, and I figured I might as well just pull out the interior and put in the sound deadening. About an hour later, and the interior is completely stripped. Right now, I'm just kind of thinking of a game plan because I've never done it before, but I think that I'm gonna start just up front because I don't really know how much material I have and how much it's gonna cover. I'm gonna work my way back, probably do the high points first, but I'm gonna focus on the front because that's where I'm gonna want it to be quiet. Okay, so the first piece is now done and it looks great. It went pretty easy. I found that the best way to do it is just to rub my hand along the edges, and then the edges show up through the metal, cut it with a knife. That's it, it's done. So I'm just gonna keep doing that. I'm not gonna film the whole thing because it would take forever. So I'm just gonna move on and get it done. And now about 5 hours later, I'm completely done. I didn't really try to make it look pretty because it all gets covered anyways. And there's some overlapping and stuff like that, but I'm not really worried about that. My main focus was just covering everything that actually needs covered and everything that'll actually make a difference. Like in the back, I went much lighter than I did in the front because I don't really ride in the back unless if, yeah, I don't really ride in the back. So I did the fronts heavy, and then I also went ahead and did both of the doors. So those are all good, and hopefully it'll be much quieter now. Also, at the time that I just finished up the interior, my calipers were off at a machine shop because I tried to drill out the bolt. I used 3 different drill bits, snapped them all. I didn't film a single clip of me trying to get it out because I got super upset. I was yelling, and I just said, screw it. I got really pissed off and decided to just take them and drop them off and have them deal with it. And I always told myself that I wouldn't just go out and buy a bolt. I would figure it out. I wouldn't take the easy way out, but I just had to do it. Sometimes you have to make mistakes and sometimes you have to fix them. So that's what I ended up doing. And now it's time to install the brakes.